Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 12 of To the Window. Today is Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. My name is Chris. I'm joined today, as always, by your DJ gambling expert, Jemia. Jemia, what's going on, my brother? How you doing today?
Not much. What's happening, guys? March 31st is the end of a long month. End of a long month, and hopefully by the end of tonight, a profitable month. Because if it wasn't for the NBA, we'd be up about a unit or two if it wasn't for the NBA. But my NBA is absolutely atrocious, and I'm not
Well,
counting the fucking golf that our golf professional friend gave us because he sucks.
well, his time to shine will come next week as we prepare for Augusta National and what's to come there. But before we jump into the show today, as always, folks, want to ask you all to please like, subscribe, share, comment, send videos to your mama, send them to your baby mama, send them to anybody's mama you can possibly find. Anything you can do to help us get the content out there would be super helpful. We'd love to find a way to hit 100 subscribers sooner rather than later on both Instagram and YouTube. So it takes you no time to do. Click a button. I'll probably drop a little graphic here when I edit this later. So please like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Super helpful for Jemiah and I. So this is me asking you at the beginning, and we'll let all the visual cues carry you through those reminders throughout the program. But on today's show, what will we do? The same thing we do every week. To quote Pinky in the Brain, we will recap the action that was not just in this weekend, but in the entirety of the month of March. We'll also talk about what's going on a little bit in the midweek action that's happening here, and then whatever random bullshit happens between now and then, because we're known to go off on tangents from time to time. So, on
That's
that
what the
note,
podcast is for.
that is literally for tangents. That's all we are here for, guys. You see an hour, this is really a 17-hour day that Jemiah and I are putting in just talking back and forth.
Editing,
So
baby. Editing.
it's all, yeah, it's all in post, baby. So, Jemiah, my dude, how are we feeling about the month of March? You made a comment about the NBA's little teaser here at the beginning, but March was mad but not bad overall. But how are we feeling holistically? What are we looking at as far as where our bets have been?
We'll start off with the bad. Golf sucks because Rowdy sucks. Again, I just want to throw that out there. You are on the internet, sir. The pressure's on you with the Masters coming up because I have two futures tickets that I will share next week that I put in for Mr. Rowdy to win $500 while I was up at the office, also known as a casino, a couple weeks ago. So I will share those tickets next week. I'd
Okay.
be remiss if I didn't mention the bracket challenge we have that you are currently in second place. I am behind you in third. Problem for you is you have Duke winning it all,
Yeah.
and the
Funny,
winner
they won
gets a
most
spot
of
on
that.
the show. Go ahead.
No, oh, sorry, as I just immediately talked over you. I was saying, funny how they won most of that basketball game until they didn't. So,
Coaching, man, coaching.
John
Dan
Shire,
Hurley is
well,
an absolute monster. As a coach, they were
so
completely prepared for that last play. They did not panic. That was fucking unreal.
so I
The
talked over you for a second when you were talking
Yeah,
about
go
the
ahead.
second thing. So let me shut up so you can finish your thought.
Oh no, you're good. No, I was just saying I'd be remiss. The little bracket challenge ended up with think 8 or 9 people in it, 18, 20 brackets. You're in second, I'm in third out of the 3 brackets we could do, and, I offered a guest spot on the show like a dumbass, and, guess who's sitting in first place right now?
You, I didn't know about any of that. I haven't signed any paperwork. Who?
You
What?
filled out a bracket.
There were no terms and conditions written by you with your shitty handwriting. But who's in first
Yeah, it
place?
was via text, so I wasn't writing anything. My ex-girlfriend's in first place. This is gonna
Wow,
yeah, it's gonna get so weird. It's gonna be great. This is cool.
she
But,
hasn't even
she's got the problem is she's got Michigan, I've got Arizona, so we'll know on Saturday what's gonna happen.
big game on Saturday. I was
Huge
gonna
2 huge games on Saturday. But anyway, we'll start off with the bad, end up with the good. Like I said, screw golf. I'll share those futures next week on, the 2 golfers I put wagers on for, Mr. Hope. Um, NBA, 42 wins, 51 losses, down 16.7 units for the month. It's absolutely atrocious, getting crushed.
you know
This has
it's
been a
been
season unlike any that I've ever been a part of with the tanking and everything like that, and It's affecting player props. It's affecting the way I handicap. Um, but I'm starting to turn it around
Do you think,
as
as I
I adjust.
quickly interject here, one, well, 2 points. One, when you told me somebody else was going to be coming on the pod, my immediate thought was it was going to be Will, with all due respect to Will. So very happy it's not Will. So I look forward to one of your ex girlfriends, even though I'm pretty sure I know which one it is, joining us in the pod one day. And then my follow up question to your point about NBA shifting a little bit. Now that the games matter, like we're in the stretch now. Like I was listening to Sports Talk this morning. Hawks obviously trying to solidify their 6th seed. You have a lot of teams that are trying to move up or solidify where they're at. Have you seen action in the last few days start to become a little bit more consistent to rely on? Or like, because like, I mean, it's like we said for March Madness, like when the lights are on brightest, like that's when you'll start to see certain teams shine, certain players shine. Okay, the NBA is not great overall, but for all intents and purposes, the playoffs have already started. So
First of all,
should we be more like, should we be, do you have a higher level of confidence in the lines you're reading, the props you're seeing now versus say 3 weeks ago, when we're all kind of pretty clear as far as who's going to be in and where they're going to be?
yes and no. And when I say yes, I'm confident in the teams that want to improve their seating.
Okay.
As in the Knicks don't want to see the Celtics in the second round. They would
Yeah.
rather see the Pistons because the Knicks have beaten the Pistons 3 times this year. So they're gonna play the seeding game. I don't think the Cavs care. Um, I think the Pistons just want Cade Cunningham back and then move forward from there.
Right.
I don't think either one of anybody in those top 3, none of them want to see Atlanta or Charlotte. Um, but other than that, confidence-wise, I mean, the props are starting to come home a little bit better, being more selective. Um, it's just tough, honestly. It'll get easier, in my opinion, once the playoffs roll around, but as of right now, it's still fucking hit or miss. It's regular season NBA. These anything can happen. Who'd I have the other night? And I think I said it, I did a standalone video. I think I said it. It was the Nuggets and the Suns. And Nuggets, Denver went out to Phoenix. Phoenix was 6 point dog at home, and literally in the video, I said, "This is the NBA. Anything can happen. Watch the Suns win this game outright." And if I'm not mistaken, they did. As a 6 point
Yeah.
dog at home without Dylan Brooks, who won't be back to the playoffs or whatever. So regular NBA is they're gonna be some serious changes come this summer. They've got to address this stuff, but all that to say, NBA just sucks.
That's fair.
College basketball, we went 184 on 174. We're down 4 units, and that's with that first weekend just being god awful. 2 weeks ago, I think we dropped double digit units because every favorite covered and won, and Vegas lost their ass for the most part. They got saved with Duke losing to UConn because Duke was tied up in a lot of national championship futures and parlays and stuff like that, so they got
Yep.
saved there. But soccer, for the bets I tracked on the show, we went up 2.3 units. Baseball is rolling along. We are 20 and 16 so far. We're up 3.6 units. And hockey is up 5.5 units. So overall for the month, we're down 9.5 units. And with the volume that I have cranked out and gotten to the window with today, I think now, granted, on the Picket app and the Juice Real app, it's going to show we're down 14 units. Again, like I said, I'm not counting the fucking golf until he gets his shit together. Um, and I didn't release it on the show anyway. Um, but with the volume that I've got to the window with today between baseball, NBA, and some the the weird ass college basketball that's going on tonight in Vegas. Ideally, I would like to be even by the end of the night tonight. I know 9 units in a day is hard, but I did some research. I think we can get there.
I'm super excited to hear about what, well, first of all, who's playing tonight in Vegas? I mean, I know we're going to get to midweek action and all this stuff, but what
This is
what
called the
wonderful
college
dumpster diving.
basketball. It's called the college basketball crown, and it is a tournament between. Well, tonight's games are Baylor, Minnesota, Oklahoma, Colorado, and then tomorrow is West Virginia, Stanford, and Creighton plays shit. Can't remember. Either way, but
Odd
it's
name.
almost $1 million in NIL money goes to the winning team.
Oh, nice.
Tournament being held out in Vegas, but there's so many opt outs, transfer portals that this shit is it's just betting this thing is insane. But we'll get to those bets, and I've got a little messy parlay for us. Yeah, I said it. Parlay. Got one.
Oof. I'm feeling some kind of way just even hearing the word. We don't normally talk about it too much. So
Yeah, it's kind of it's definitely weird. So what's going on? What's going on with footy? Footy's on break, yeah.
Footy's international. It's hard to bet on because the rosters that are out there right now obviously may not be the guys who are going to be. There's a lot of guys who are trying to get on World Cup spots right now for teams that are going to
Uh-huh.
be playing here in the U.S. in about 3 months, and there's probably some guys who have played themselves off of World Cup rosters, admittedly, over the weekend as well. So
Oh shit.
if you guys for England didn't have their greatest showing, they're kind of finding their shape over there. The Three Lions right now as well. Some pretty big names that may not be coming to America for Team England this summer, which is why it makes it hard. Admittedly, like we're kind of coming to a slower time right now. We're like college basketball is about to wrap up. You've got MLS going on. You got
Yeah.
baseball going on. My head wants to go to the World Cup, but until we get through all the domestic seasons and we know what the rosters are going to be, everything that's happening right now, there's a reason they call it a friendly. That said, the U.S. plays Portugal tonight here in Atlanta. I would love to see. Well, first of all, I'm taking the over on goals in that just based on the way the U.S. looked on Saturday. Now, the U.S. could have been confused because everybody on the field, whether they played for U.S. or Belgium, appeared to be wearing the same fucking uniform. I
That
had
shit
no
was a goat
idea.
rodeo.
It was crazy. I was texting my buddy Dan, who was probably watching with you,
He
and
was
we're
at the
like,
bar.
yeah. And I'm like, dude, what am I watching? This is terrible. Good goal from Weston McKennie. He's the most informed player the U.S. has. Like the U.S. has names, but I think you also just saw on Saturday that when they come up against quality opposition, I'm going to go ahead and go on the record with this now that the U.S. will get out of their group. I don't know if they're going to win their group, but they go to the round of 16 and they're done. What you saw on Saturday against a team, I watch footy and I couldn't name half the guys in the Belgium squad. And so if that team's coming over here and beating the dog, you know what, out of the US in front of 66,000 here at Mercedes Benz, the US is going to get all the home cooking in the world when the World Cup starts. But yeah, like they should get roasted by Portugal tonight. I would expect nothing more than goals. I'm going to look it up on Action Network while I'm talking. But
I
yeah,
gotta hear.
footy. I mean, footy right now. It's all international stuff. A lot of the other big clubs are playing here right now, just to get used to accommodations and things for the summer. Start to get used to humidity, all that stuff, so to make their training camps a little bit easier. We get back into at least in England the cup competitions this weekend, but it should be a relatively slow week for footy. Um, yeah, that's just kind of where we are right now. So a really weird spot on the calendar makes it tough to do two pods a week to talk about games that aren't happening, but that is the state of the calendar right now.
Okay. They got Portugal on the money line at Bovada. It's minus 174. Over under set at 3.
I would take the over on that. What are the odds that you see?
Over for 3 minus 120. So you'd have to lay $12 to win 10.
Yeah, I
The
suppose
money
that's
line is Portugal minus 174. I could try to find a better line. You can shop around and find a better line than minus 174. I'm sure you can probably find it down to 160. Maybe worth a look. Or I don't know, Portugal minus a half if you think the US is just going to get smoked, but I'd like
if
to
you
think that they would
find it.
respond.
It's interesting that normally when I go on Action Network and try to pull up everything, they're not showing a single game for today. So not sure where the action is or isn't with the books, but that might tell you a bit also if the books are going. These games don't really matter. You want to throw some money away, go for it. But also if you're
Oh
going to
no,
throw
they got
money
a whole
away,
section. Action has it hidden in weird places. You have to click on there's somewhere at the top where you find the leagues, but
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
don't really have friendlies. I don't think they Action shows friendlies.
Fair enough. This is a user experience issue. This is not a to the window issue. So I will dig
Yeah,
into
no,
it.
no, no. But I know I've dealt with that before in trying to find random games like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll figure it out.
Yep.
Well, either way, that's where we are for the footy this week. And yeah, what else you got going on tonight? And I know you mentioned a little bit about the college basketball in Las Vegas. What else is going to be tickling your fancy a little bit as we gear up towards the end of the NBA regular season as baseball gets going. I've seen all your videos. How did the strikeouts work out for you last night? I know you said you were trying something out with a handful of
Yeah,
guys.
just
Names I
testing them
recognize.
out. We'll see right now. Let me see. I got it pulled up. I was baked out of my mind on my spaceship, and I took Mike Soroka, the old Brave, over 5.5 strikeouts. I bet it twice. He cashed that in the third inning.
Did he
So that
really?
was a nice little 2 unit hit. On the no runs first inning, they've been going fantastic. Cody Ponce over 5.5 strikeouts was a loss. Bryce Elder for the Braves over 4.5 strikeouts was a winner. Chris Paddock over 3.5 strikeouts was a winner. Chris Boo Bitch over 4.5 strikeouts was a loser by the hook. But
It's a really
baseball's
rude
just
way to
rolling
say.
right along.
It's a
Go
really
ahead.
rude way to say that. That's a really rude way to say that man's name. Boo,
Yeah.
bitch. I mean,
Boo Bitch.
that's what we do to Rowdy is we boo him when we see him. But like for a grown man getting paid to throw a ball for a living, it's not nice. I don't like it.
Not a
But the
good
one
name.
thing I did pick up on from the video, for those of you that haven't been watching, all of Jemiah, be helpful if I could say your name right. For everybody who's been watching all of Jemiah's, yeah, I was about to call you Jemiah. Not sure where my brain is.
That's
You can run
fantastic.
with that one. We'll leave that one in. Um, I thought, one of the things I picked up on watching your video from last night is good pitchers going against bad teams. And if that number of strikeouts is set north of five, like I do think kind of like MLS, like obviously super freaking early in the season, but like if you
Mhm.
note those individual matchups, we're not going to do this every day where you go, hey, take the following seven pitchers. But if you see a matchup that looks good, hammer the damn thing. Hell, you bet Mike Soroka twice from your spaceship for crying out loud. Cashed it twice too.
Yep.
So yeah, I found that interesting. I'm going to start to keep an eye on that as well and follow that methodology. So
Yeah, the strikeouts thing, it's a good look, especially against teams like, well, with the exception of last night, the Rockies put up 13 runs, but the Rockies, Cardinals, um, they're going to be god awful. Um,
A's,
Marlins, Nationals, all those teams,
yeah,
they're going to strike out. And give me one sec. My dog is dreaming next to me and he's going to start making weird noises. Give me one sec.
my dog is noticeably absent. So this would have been a good spot for an advertisement if we had a sponsor. So for anybody
Yep.
watching who wants to sponsor the pod, next time Jemiah sneezes or goes off camera, we have branding opportunities available. Uh,
Available to you. A nondescript marijuana seltzer is the sponsor of this segment. Don't know who they are. It's delicious, cucumber, mint, and lime.
that sounds oddly refreshing.
It is.
There's
It
nothing
truly
oddly refreshing
is.
about it. That sounds delicious. So
So anyway, I'm gonna get. You want me to jump into this weird ass fucking tournament, the
yeah, let's
basketball
talk about
tournament?
all the weird shit in Vegas, and then we can get into NBA and everything else we got going on tonight.
Yeah, I'll hit this tournament. You can dive into NBA, and we'll go from there. 18.
Rock and roll.
So apparently, this tournament is for the last four in, last four out. The eight teams that didn't make the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
Um, Creighton, West Virginia, Stanford, Baylor, all the teams I named earlier. Tonight, Oklahoma is playing Colorado. Colorado has so many opt outs, players not playing, that it is absolutely insane. And the line opened at 5.5. It is now 9. So we are on Oklahoma minus that 9 because they're running literally. Colorado just doesn't have players. Colorado and Minnesota, they got the same situation. But for it to move to 9, Oklahoma's guys are playing. I think they're interested in the money. 9 might seem like a lot, but it moved that way for a reason. So we're going to stick with that one. Baylor's playing Minnesota, and Minnesota lost 3 starters in November, 2 bench players in January, and they're running a 6-man rotation against Baylor, who has the top 25 offense in the country.
Wow. Okay.
But Minnesota's got a great coach in Medved, and I just think that we took Baylor minus a 3. It's 3.5 in a lot of places, but one possession, a 3-point possession for Baylor, I think with the top 25 offense in the country against just a 6-man roster, I think 3 points is fair. So in doing that, we took Oklahoma and Baylor both to win in a two-team parlay at plus 102. Yep. So we got a 1% play on each against the spread. Oklahoma -9, Baylor -3. If something weird happens and they both win and don't cover, we've got the parlay to cover our losses, and we're good. And that's really it for college basketball. Let me just look at one thing right quick before we cut out of here. Let me make sure I'm right about who's in, who's out for Minnesota. Yeah. Yeah, Nico Medved is the coach. They've got six players. Listen, the coach can coach his ass off in that. That's all well and good. But you're going against the number 25 ranked offense in the country out of 365 teams. You're going to run out of gas. Point blank, period. You got a bunch of Minnesota boys out in Vegas hanging out. Sorry, it's just it's a recipe for disaster. Colorado, I just think is completely disinterested in this tournament. They've got people in the portal. Isaiah Johnson, Sebastian Rancid. This guy's name is Bangkok Dat. All of them opted out of the tournament, which is $900,000, but they opted out to go somewhere else and play, which just goes to show you how much NIL money is in. I don't even know where these guys are going,
Sure. They may not
but
know where.
that's
Yeah.
right. But for them to pass up on that kind of money to go play somewhere else, they're getting offered money somewhere. That's insane. So that's what we're on tonight for college hoops.
Listen,
What
anytime
little
you
there
can
is,
pay
there'll be
for
more
Bangkok.
tomorrow. I'll do some standalone stuff. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, saying anytime you can pay for Bangkok, whatever his last name was.
I, man, I almost want to pull up a picture, but that'd be weird. I don't want to make it weird. You know what I mean?
That would definitely make it weird. That would definitely, yep, you stay in your incognito over there, my guy. But yeah, lots of well, that's admittedly more college basketball than I had any idea was happening tonight.
I know, it's
So I
crazy. And they did. Why would they wait until March 31st to even start this tournament? It could have been done a couple weeks ago. So these guys
brother,
haven't played
bro,
in 3 weeks.
Tuesday in Vegas, there ain't nothing going on. So admittedly, if they're trying to put butts in seats in T-Mobile or MGM
Yeah, probably
wherever this
T-Mobile.
event is happening, then
Hmm.
Monday, Tuesday, that's when everything's closed out there. Everybody or like people rolling for Sunday, Monday, conferences are going on.
Hmm.
It's a quiet night of the week. There's not a lot happening. Like people are waiting for Final Four this weekend. Baseball people may care, may not. So
Mm, mm.
like are these games even on TV? Now I have to look it up because
Fox Sports 1, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
I'll be damned, you're all over it. All right. Well, I'll put my phone down. So, yeah, good. No, I'm not gonna watch it, but I'll definitely like put it on. Just have my wife go, "Wait, what are you watching for a second?"
Listen,
That's
if I
fascinating.
watch this, if I watch this game,
It's not Air
because
Force, brother. Let it go. Let it go.
I'm not. I can't. Like, if I do, I'll admit it. I'll own it if I do. If I do, goddamn. Like, come
If
on,
you
man.
do,
Like,
bro, if you do, our next pod is an intervention. We're gonna get in front of it now. We're gonna stop this
but I'm
train.
trying to learn something about guys I'll never see play basketball again. Right?
R-
Let's
yes.
go to the NBA.
Let's go to the NBA, the National Basketball Association, which has been absolutely horrible for this pod,
Awful.
and but admittedly has been horrible for the NBA as well. And well, I guess very quickly, shout out to Las Vegas and shout out to Seattle for the beginning of them getting their teams, the return of the Supersonics.
Fuck yeah.
That is fucking awesome. I'm happy for the people of Seattle. You should have never lost your fucking team to begin with, but
KD should be a supersonic.
he should have never left Seattle. They should be building a statue there. So many things that could have happened differently in the NBA. That sounds like a different pod for us to talk about.
Man, that
Um,
oh gosh.
There we go. I'll get me one of those little fancy drinks you got instead of, or one of your little weed Capri Sun things, and have myself
Oh
a time.
yeah, and just
Let it
opine.
go. Yeah,
We can
that's
fix
great.
it.
Yeah, that's man. Like so. Anywho, but I'm happy for Seattle. I'm happy for Vegas. That definitely means they're going to build yet another arena, probably up there near Resorts World. Because if there's one thing Vegas needs, it's more construction. But yeah, happy to Seattle and Vegas are both getting teams. That's super cool for the league. But admittedly, again, basketball's already bad. So what are you going to do with two more teams? Rosters get even more watered down. I'm a little concerned about long term. Like, what is the quality of play going to look like? But again, bigger conversations that are bigger than Jemia and I. So I'll shut up for a second and say, In the interim, though, the one thing I do like for tonight in the NBA, I like the
Talk
Lakers
to
on
me.
a I like the Lakers on a back to back where Luca didn't play the first leg. So, with all due respect to your Cleveland Cavaliers, the NBA or the MVP race, we sat here like a month ago and said
Mhm.
like it's gonna like how many guys are gonna be healthy, and now it's admittedly to the point where like you got four different guys with legitimate cases for an MVP award. Luca is putting up 40 a night. I mean, the numbers from Jokic and Wemby, obviously, and SGA are just nasty, but I don't see how I can bet against this version of Luca with all due respect to your Cleveland Cavaliers. I know the
It's a
Lakers
value
just
play.
lost. I mean, I know the Lakers just lost on the road in Detroit without Cade Cunningham, but I don't know, man. Lucas seems next level. All of a sudden, you start dating Madeline Klein, and your kids go back to Slovenia, and life gets better for you. I mean, I don't know, but he seems to be the guy. He's figured it out. I feel like to your point, value play there. So I'm definitely going to take the Lakers. I think it was Lakers -2 was the number I saw. So at -115, yeah, I'm definitely going to consider the Lakers there. And then the other one, which is interesting to me, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Have the wheels come flying completely off for the Orlando Magic? Because for them to give up a 31 to nothing run against Toronto in the NBA where people don't play defense, like that tells me y'all are in the process of or have given up. Like whatever is going wrong in Orlando, Paolo Banchero and those boys, you can't get one basket in the NBA. You got to be fucking kidding me, man. So as
Shameful
much
shit.
as it is. And so I was thinking about it earlier because was it Milwaukee a few years ago that fired their coach like a week or two before the playoffs? And we were all sitting here going, what the hell is this all about? And I think the reason they did it was because if the Bucks would have balled out, I think it was before Doc Rivers came in up there. And
Adrian Dant.
yeah, yeah, I think so. But like no. It wasn't Milwaukee. It was Denver fired their coach who won the title there.
Oh, yeah, Mike Malone.
They fired Mike Malone 2 weeks before the playoffs because they were worried that if they actually went on a run in the playoffs, they wouldn't have been able to fire him because of beef with the GM, probably with Jokic, some other guys, right? The question I have for Orlando right now is they appear to just like they they are moving so fast in the wrong direction, which is a very long-winded way of saying like I'm taking the Suns on the money line tonight because I think that they don't like I just feel like Orlando, like that plane is in free fall. Do you see them being able to I mean, I guess there's tonight's game obviously withstanding, but, like, should people just stay away or, like, fade the Magic now? Because I feel like between Orlando and Miami, like, those teams are moving in one direction, and then you got a lot of other teams that are just kinda status quo, and then you got the Hawks and Celtics and others who are out here trying to ball. Like, I feel pretty safe on a Suns bet, which is dangerous on another team on a back to back, but what are your thoughts on the Magic, man? And what are your thoughts on the Lakers -2 against your Cavs?
All right, just to circle back a little bit, when I
Please do.
said value play, I was talking about, Luka for MVP. I think that's
Okay,
sneaky
fair.
good, even though SGA went for 47 last night. Our biggest bet of the night, of the day, as far as against the spread betting is Lakers money line, -120. I plugged
Yep.
it in a few hours ago. Um, just a bad travel spot for Cleveland. I think Luka's going to come out firing. We also took a prop on him over, yeah, got it at 32 and a half points. So we took Luka over 32 and a half, took Lakers on the money line. Um, man, a sprinkle on him for MVP. I'll pull it up once we start talking about some other stuff and I get a second. But as far
Yeah,
as
for
Orlando goes, I really like this team to start the season. With that being said, I think this is a great I think this is a phenomenal buy low spot on Orlando, on
really.
that Phoenix in that
Okay.
yeah, and that Phoenix is because just recency bias. No team is as good as their best game. No team is as bad as their worst game.
That's fair.
And this is a great buy low spot at home for Orlando to get right with 2 weeks left in the season. Phoenix, like you said, was on a back to back. It's a really small play on Orlando on the money line just to right the ship. Now,
Yeah,
they lose tonight, conversation gets a little bit different, and then we can maybe start talking about finding a bet on Orlando not to make the playoffs, not to make it out of the play-in tournament because They're not going to beat Atlanta. They're not going to beat Charlotte.
Nope.
I don't think they beat Miami. Um, yeah, they're struggle bussing right now, and I'm with you. I don't see it, but I think they've done enough so far this season to at least get into the play-in tournament. Are they dangerous? Meh. Honestly,
Yeah.
tonight is a telltale sign because they're both seated the same. I think they're both at the 7 or 8 spot, the Suns and the Mat and the, Magic. So
Yep.
tonight, I might actually watch this game because this game's gonna mean something for you'll find out where you'll find out where their head and their hearts are at tonight.
So I think it's interesting. I'm looking up stats while you're talking because I think you bring up a
Mhm.
few great points here. And if you're looking at the 7 through 10 in the East, I think big thing for my Hawks is continue to win out so Philly from the 7 spot doesn't catch you. Orlando and Miami, both 14 and a half games back from first. Records are almost identical. Win percentage is separated by 0.001 points. So I
Mm.
think like you're like Orlando and Miami is probably going to be that like unless Orlando really does drop off a cliff. But even then Miami hasn't been playing well either. That you could see Charlotte move up, but I think you're playing as long as the Hawks don't fuck it up, I think your plan's pretty well locked in there. Um,
And you said
but
Orlando 7, yeah?
Orlando's 8. So Orlando's 8. You got Philly 7, Orlando 8, Miami 9, Charlotte at 10. And this is actually too like the Charlottes have been on or the Hornets have been on such an ungodly run, and yet they're still sitting in 10th. And I think that's also like
Strength of
I thought,
schedule.
man, it is a testament of like you hear a lot of discussion about like there's too many games in the NBA. Like if it was a 60 game season, like Charlotte might be sitting on a 4 seed right now or something, you know?
Well, and
So
if they hadn't started the season 4 and 14.
that's what I'm saying. So like
Mhm.
if you're if it's a shorter season, like I'd be big on the Hornets just because they've been balling, young guys coming together. Our boy Con Canooples has just been on fire. But the difference in the conferences, man, the 7 seed like, so Phoenix is the 7th seed in the West, but they're 9 games over 500. So you're talking teams that are damn near like, okay, like the Magic's record's not as bad as I thought it was, but I still just if it's a West versus East thing, there's always gonna be a part of me that's always gonna be inclined, depending on the number, to go West over the East. Now, I mean, if the number on this game was like 12, I'd probably feel differently, but I don't know. I think it's just a mental thing for me to get through, but, it's
The West just always seems so much better than the East. It it
yeah,
does, and then they play. And then you
yeah,
get the Celtics, and it's
yeah,
just I mean, a 7-game series, the cream is always gonna rise to the top,
I
and
agree.
the West has always been it's flashier, it's
It is.
fancier, it's more scoring and everything like that. East is
Yep.
kinda old school, but none of put it like this, look, with the exception of no, yeah, no, I can't even do that because like I said, Charlotte's schedule's just been brutal, and I said starting 4 and 14 is not a good look. But I mean, the top 4 teams in the East, that is it, with the exception if the Hawks go absolutely batshit
Right.
with Johnson, if I predicate that on Jonathan Kuminga
Oh,
because
I fully
The
agree.
Hawks can beat anybody, and if you get Kuminga lighting it up, one hot night from CJ McCollum,
Yeah.
anybody's in trouble.
No,
And
for sure.
so let me say that the top 5 have a shot in the East. In the West, it's a 3-horse race, man.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
Nuggets, Thunder, Spurs. We've got our future on the Nuggets and the Spurs. So we're we're betting against the OKC Invitational because that's where we're at right now because they are even with SGA missing all these games, these guys are so goddamn good. It's just that just a
Every
well-run organization.
I feel like everybody they draft is an all-star within 3 years or is winning
It's
like 6 games
unbelievable.
a year. Like, it's absurd. Everybody's averaging 17
Mhm.
and 7. And when you have 9 guys that can do that and you can rotate over 82 games, yeah, no wonder that yes, that team's young and we'll see how motivated they stay through another playoff run. Um, but yeah, I mean, thank God, finally able to sit here on about to be April Fool's Day and have a passionate discussion about the NBA. Like this is the good stuff. There's nothing that makes me more excited
Oh, yeah,
as
what were we talking
Masters.
about, like, 3 weeks ago? It was we couldn't like, you
We couldn't
couldn't pull
watch it.
the NBA out of our fucking ass. Like, it was
Yeah.
awful.
It's a horrible product, and
So bad.
I mean, what I am now, I mean, I'm hoping for buzzer beater. I'm hoping for all the great viewing stuff that like March Madness kind of sort of gave us, but like
Mm.
I want to see it just bits and pieces. You got an all time great moment from Duke and UConn. Everybody else,
Oh yeah,
like man, those games this weekend sucked. Um,
it was so bad.
so
I
it
fell
was just
asleep.
bad. Yeah, good.
I partook in an edible, allegedly, maybe took a
Here's it.
couple bong rips. I'm watching this fucking game in the first half, and UConn is just smoking. I mean, I'm sorry, forgive me. Duke is, I mean, Duke hadn't looked good all tournament. They didn't even look good doing what they were doing against UConn, but they're so talented that
Right. You just look past it.
you look past it and they get away with sloppy play because they finish at the rim. The Boozer kids are good. And what I was saying to somebody last night, who we were talking about the NBA and talking about this, when the talent, this is what the NCAA wanted with all this NIL money, switching to college basketball again, because I guess we need to talk about touch on the Final Four real quick. But when
We'll
you
do it
get
later.
this much, yeah, when you get this much talent,
Yeah.
it comes down to coaching.
There's a
Because with the exception of Illinois, Michigan and Arizona are 1A, 1B. Those kids are massive.
yes.
Um, all of them. They're some of the biggest teams I've ever seen. Illinois is the second tallest team in the country.
Yeah.
Um, Dan Hurley is now 17-1 against the spread in the NCAA tournament, which is unfucking heard of. He literally chest bumped and mean mugged the ref after his guy hit the shot. Like the dude is just a gangster as far as
Might
a
be a
coach. I would
psychopath,
love to play for that
but
guy.
yeah, for
Go ahead.
sure. Sure. No, no, no. I was saying he might be a bit of a psychopath in that regard, but I do. It's to come back to your thing about coaching, and then we can kind of wrap it up or get into more picks for tonight and finish up. I think that if you're a fan of Duke, and this is something we have to remember for next year too, it's a bit of like a post mortem for like we'll talk about Final Four this weekend, and I'm with you. Like whoever wins Michigan, Arizona should be the champion. With all due respect to Illinois and UConn, frankly, these two teams are just built different. My head wants to think that this is the Duke team that they were 15, 16, 20 years ago. Duke hasn't won a championship in over a decade.
Mhm.
John Shire now blown two big, like you've got potentially two more lottery picks coming out. Hell, maybe three this year coming out. You got five guys, if you include Cooper Flag and Con Canupa last year, that you're putting in the lottery in the NBA in the span of 12 months. And you're blowing leads on the biggest stage there is. So we're all out here thinking, and maybe we're guilty because we live in the South, right? So we're thinking it's Duke, it's UNC, it's all the blue, Kentucky, all the blue bloods. You want to talk about blue bloods? In the last 30 years, Connecticut's been to 9 Final Fours. They've won 6 championships. The best school in the country in college basketball, whether it's Jim Calhoun, Kevin Ollie, or your boy Dan Hurley, it's UConn. Like,
Mhm.
fuck picking anybody else. I'm not going to waste my time for the foreseeable unless Hurley leaves and the NIL dries up. My money will always be on UConn because 20% of the time they're going to be there. I don't see
Pretty
how I could
much.
possibly go against anybody else at this point. Like we're like
100%.
it's almost blissful ignorance on our part as sports fans to go, oh, the best is going to be insert flashy school name here. Hey, Florida's spending money on it. UConn's been spending money on it. They
Yep.
have the history. They have all this stuff. So,
There's something in
it,
the water in Stores, Connecticut, man. I, don't-
man,
literally,
yeah,
they've been, I think, uh, 30 since 85. Either a men's or a women's team has been in the Final Four. It's some insane shit like that. It's just
no
something
way.
crazy.
It's not like the
Yeah.
Tom Izzo thing where like every player made it to a final. Okay,
Yes. Yes. Every senior.
have to look it up. Yeah, wow, I had no
Yep.
idea.
But anyway,
Yeah,
I will say this.
anyhow,
With
we
all
definitely
that being said, just a little tease into Thursday's show. Keep your eyes on Illinois. That's all. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm gonna continue to watch the market. But some of the sharpest cats I know, man, keep an eye on Illinois.
we will come back to it on Thursday. Man, so many teases from you today. Like, I mean, you're out here like a stripper, just teasing everything. Just like you want to see a little
This
titty.
is
Okay,
Atlanta.
yeah, this is. All right. Well, what else do we got going on for tonight for midweek? What's moving you? You got any hockey? You got anything else that is
Yeah, I'll
Make
run through.
your
I'll run through what I got so we can get the folks up out of here
let's
if
go.
they're interested in wagering on any of these. These are let me go through the ones that I put in the window because so ProfitX is a betting exchange and you can put your own odds in and they have to get matched. So the plays I have that haven't gotten matched yet. Oh shit. I just got logged out. Hang on one second. Sorry. There we go. Back in. Let's see. All right. And it'll get matched by game time. The ones that haven't officially made it to the window in the NBA, we took LeBron James under 19 and a half points tonight.
Ooh,
Donovan Klingen, he's a guard for the Trailblazers. We took him over 11 and a half rebounds. Um,
I like that I'm not even looking
Tiger,
at you right now, and you just assumed that I didn't know who that was. I appreciate that.
yeah, Donovan. Well, as soon as I said Donovan, after I was thinking of Donovan Mitchell. Tigers first 5 innings money line at plus 105. Maybe it gets matched, maybe it doesn't. And then yeah, those are three that haven't made it. We haven't made it to the window yet. But as far as what's really been rolling for us in baseball, the no run first inning. So we're gonna run with that no run first inning for the Pirates and Reds. We're also taking the Pirates on the first 5 innings money line. And like I said in the little standalone video I did yesterday, we're taking dogs. I fucked up on the Pirates. They're not a dog in the first 5. They're like minus 115. It's going to be plus money, or we're not betting it for the entirety of the season. With the exception of the nerfies and the strikeouts, we're going to have to pay some juice for those. But with enough research, paying the juice is worth it. Um, but I'm for the most part, I'm eliminating this. I'm just getting rid of the bullpen variants. I don't want to deal with it, especially this early in the season. Give me the first 5 if it's the starting pitcher I trust, and especially for the no runs first inning, 2 pitchers I trust. We're gonna ride with that. So um, Pirates first 5 innings on the money line. Pirates Reds no score first inning. No score first inning for our Braves and the A's tonight. That pitcher for the A's is sneaky good. He's sneaky good because he used to be in Cleveland. Um, let me say that, serviceable. I also am fading our Braves tonight and taking the A's to
But
win
they're
their
I guess
first
that's
game of the
what's smart.
season.
Okay.
Mhm.
No, no, no. I'm with you on that.
And then Rays and Brewers, yeah, first no score, first inning is one of my favorites. We're taking the Rays at even money on the first 5 on the money line. Try to get through all the baseball first. Giants Padres is another one. First inning, no score. Petco Park and Oracle Park out there in San Francisco. They're just so pitcher friendly that
Love
the no run first inning the Nerfies out there are just going to be very very profitable. We're hitting at it's not going to last all season, but we're hitting around 70% on our Nerfies so far this year. So we're making some
what's the
serious money.
Nerfy for those who are
No
on it?
run, no run first inning.
Okay.
So we're hitting 70% on those. And yeah, that's it for baseball. So I'll run through it one more again. Giants Padres, no run first inning. Sorry. Rays first 5 money line. No run first inning Rays Brewers. A's on the money line. No run first inning Braves A's. Pirates first 5 innings money line and no run first inning Pirates and Reds. Now I'll move on to the hockey goalie situations in both these matchups. This is why we're on them. We're taking the Montreal Canadiens against the Tampa Bay Lightning. There might be a backup goalie in the mix in that situation, and Montreal's 20 wins, 8 losses, and 20 and 8 on the road. So they're a really good road team against Tampa. And we're also taking the Kraken, the Seattle Kraken, that'll be next door to the super soon to be Supersonics, but another goalie situation. For Edmonton. So we're taking if we split, uh, Seattle tonight is plus 160, Montreal's plus 140. One wins, the other one doesn't. We still make a profit. So we're good on that one. And then I'll move on to the basketball. Like I said, I mentioned the ones earlier that didn't quite get to the window. We're on the Magic for a small amount on the money line. We are on the Hornets against the lowly Brooklyn Nets. We're taking their team total over 117 and a half. We also taking LaMelo Ball over 3.5 field goals, 3.5 3-point field goals.
Okay.
I just he's not he's not lazy. I just feel like he's going to be you're playing Brooklyn. You're not driving in the lane for layups and hard fouls.
Right.
So I just think he's pulling from deep tonight. Um I hate doing this, but I can't deny the metrics to models and everything like that. Under in the Knicks and Rockets game, under 218 and a half.
I
I
saw
fucking
that
hate
too.
taking unders. But these are two teams trying to get right for the playoffs. You can't trust. Go ahead.
What about Carl Anthony Towns under 17 and a half? Or no, I'm sorry, over 17 and a half.
Points?
Yep. He's coming under in the last 2 games.
Oof. Well, now I'm gonna bet that right now. I like that. Yeah, that's 100. Well, the problem is Sengun and Amen Thompson are the Rockets defense is legit. It's tough.
Fair
But
enough.
17?
17 and a half is the number DraftKings
Yeah, I
there right
like that.
now. Yeah.
I like that. I'm gonna lock that in right now. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like that. I'm gonna lock that in right now. So go ahead and put that in. We're getting that one to the window. Um, but also but I do like the under in the Knicks Rockets. The other one is the Raptors plus the 3, another team I do not trust. Against the Pistons. I think the Pistons come back to earth after hard fought game against the Thunder. We're taking old ass Kevin Durant over 5.5 rebounds, and the odds are crazy. It's like plus 140. Um, so give me 6 boards. KD will be good. And in the same game, funny, Carl Anthony Towns, we're taking his over 17 and a half points. We're going to take Jalen Brunson under 25 and a half points.
Mm.
I think Tyree Eason and the Rockets guard play will limit him. They're not going to shut him down, but they're going to limit him because he is the Jalen Brunson is one of the toughest cats I've seen play in a while. And my favorite play of the night, and I don't understand this. This man has gone over this prop in I don't know how many games, and it's still set at 6.5. It's Scotty Barnes for the Raptors over 6.5 assists. He had 15 assists last game. Game before that, he
What?
had 10. He had
What?
9. Then he had 8, and he had
What?
8, and they still set it at 6.5.
Is that 6.5 Canadian assists or 6.5 American
Yeah,
assists?
it's got to be Canadian.
Yeah, because there's got
What
to
are
be an
they?
exchange rate issue there. Like if you're setting the line at 6 and it's converting at 15, like I question the math on the part of the books, frankly.
I don't get it. Like if it's too good to be true, it probably is. If he doesn't get it, I'll tip my
Are we
hat
sure
to the
this isn't in
books.
pesos or some other is this in a form of
Rupees.
crypto?
Oh shit! It's rupees.
6
It's
rupees.
fucking
I'm still
rupees.
taking
Son
the
of a
over on
bitch.
Scotty Barnes. 6 rupees.
Take the over on Scotty Barnes. Put that with Carl Anthony Towns.
Regardless of
At
currency, over on Scotty Barnes and Carl Anthony Towns. That's
Carl
what I'm
Anthony Towns. Look, if you're on Prize Picks, underdog fantasy, whatever. Listen, put Luca over 32.5, Scotty Barnes over 6.5, Carl Anthony Towns over 17. Um, shit. What do you have to have? 5 in one of those things? 5 picks or what?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, well then fucking somebody go find 2 more and put them in there. Anyway, but, like I said, our biggest bet in the NBA tonight, we are taking the,
Lakers.
Lakers on the money line against the Cavs, and equally sized bet, we're gonna take Luca over 32.5 points. I think he just goes the fuck off.
Do you want another random one to consider if you're trying to complete 5 for a parlay?
Talk to me.
Kobe White over 14.5 points in the Hornets Nets game. He's hit it on 6 of the last 8.
Bulls? No, he's on the Hornets against
Yeah.
the Nets.
Yep.
Ooh, that's
So
fucking
if he
tasty.
plays, I like him to go over. He's been getting about 25 minutes based on the research
I
I
was just
literally
gonna ask his usage is going up. Okay, yep. All right, I'm writing this down now. Cat over 17.5 to the window. Kobe White. What'd you say it was? 14.5?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm adding those to the portfolio
Shows at minus
tonight. I'm also
120 with
gonna
draft.
add I am gonna are you comfortable with me betting that I'm gonna put that USA Portugal over 3 goals? Or
Yeah.
let me ask this, do you think it's an overreaction to the curb stomping that the US took?
I'd be curious to see what a final number is. Like two, it's a little bit over 3 on Tuesday. We'll see what that number is at like 5:30. Um, yeah, I do think the U.S. is going. I'll put it to you like this: I want to see what that team sheet looks like, and if Tim Ream, who looked older than shit on Saturday, is starting at center back, regardless of what color your fucking uniforms are. Tim Ream is a Walmart greeter. Come right through. And if you're going against, I don't even
I
like
saw it.
if Ronaldo's out there, I don't know if he made the trip or not. I don't know if he played. It doesn't even matter. Portugal's so deep. I it feels like an overreaction, but I guess to your point, like every time my gut says they should get stomped, then they don't. So maybe fade my emotional response here, or just don't even
No, no,
talk.
I don't want. I'm not going to say fade it because there's a reason that line's set at 3,
Yeah,
not 2.5. They put like and that's why I worst case scenario we get a push.
yeah. I mean, 2-1 seems like a reasonable score line to me.
Yeah, I think if US's defense actually plays today,
Yeah, I mean, they played against Belgium. The problem is just when you get like 84 shots on goal, yeah, you're going to give up 5 of them. And then when you got a center back who's somewhere between my age and your age out there, like that's not good. So, with all due respect to Tim Ream and his contributions to the game, yeah, just something to keep an eye on. I mean, the number at 3, I don't 2-1 feels like the right number to me.
like I
And
said, I
honestly,
mean, yeah, worst case we get the money back.
yeah, fuck it.
Locking in Kobe White and Karl Anthony Towns right now
Yeah, I feel
because
better
I
about those
love.
than I do about
Yeah,
final
I absolutely love
a
both of those
final
plays,
and a
especially.
meaningless friendly.
Oh yeah, and they're juiced accordingly. Yeah, let's get it. Bing. Uh-oh, something just happened. Woof. Boom. All right, got those locked in. All right, man, that's it. I guess that's it. Yeah.
I guess that's it. 52 minutes later, and that's it. So,
Yeah.
way to go,
I don't know.
us.
Listen, guys. I don't know what else we can possibly give you people to get you to like the videos because all it takes is all we're asking is just take a second and hit the thumbs up. I gave out even with the picture props that I said we were just testing yesterday, I gave out 20 picks yesterday in about 10 minutes. We went 13-7. We went 5 units. We gained 5 units on a Monday on the humbug. Just with a lot of homework, a lot of research, and all we're asking is for a thumbs up and a subscribe. We're starting to timestamp the videos, so if you want to kind of catch the footy part, catch the basketball part, catch the NBA part, you can. But just hit us with that thumbs up, man. It just means a lot. It makes me feel warm. It warms the cockles of my heart, if you will.
It definitely warms the cocks. That's for sure. So, I mean, as
South
much as,
Carolina.
we're all just trying to make sure that the Gamecocks up there in South Carolina are warm, intended to, um, as well as both of our respective, hearts and minds and bodies and souls. So, yes, please continue to like, share, comment, do whatever you got to do. We would really appreciate it, guys. Jemima and I aren't just sitting here talking to a fucking camera just for shits and giggles. We want this to go somewhere, and we want you guys to be a part of the journey. So the only way to do that is to be an active participant, join the community. Please follow us on Instagram at To The Window Pod, and obviously here on YouTube as well. Probably other platforms to come in the future. For now, this is the focus. This is where we need your engagement. We appreciate it. We thank you guys so much for your time yet again, for coming on this journey with us as we figure this out. We are truly building the plane while we're flying it. So if there's something you want us to talk about that we're not talking about, let us know. We can't help you if we don't know how to help you. So
Hey, leave a comment. Tell us to shut the fuck up or keep
yeah,
talking.
hey,
Tell us
everybody
we
in the UK
suck.
hates my footy picks, but man, you're out here giving away money on college basketball, and everybody's just like, oh, Gardner Webb. Either way, the engagement is helpful. It lets us know you're
Please.
there. Otherwise, we're really just doing this for us, which is great. But ultimately, we want this to become something bigger and better. So help us get there. We appreciate you guys. That concludes episode 12 of To The Window. Once again, my name is Chris. This is Jemima. Jemima, you got anything else before we head out?
No, man, if you're gonna go degen, be wise about it. Money management, guys. If you can't afford it, don't bet it. If a bet makes you sweat, you're not doing it right.
There we go. That's it, y'all. All right, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Be at the window.